The Forgotten Legend. The grand chambers of the Galactic Council fell silent as Ambassador Zixtal of the Crexian Empire entered. His six-limbed form moved with practiced dignity, polished carapace reflecting the soft blue lights that illuminated the vast hall. Representatives from over 300 species shifted in their seats, their murmurs dying as the Crexian took his position at the center of the speaking floor. Esteemed members of the council, Zixtal's voice resonated through the chamber, amplified by unseen technology. I come before you with disturbing news from the outer reaches of Sector 17. High Admiral Vrendar, seated in the front row, leaned forward. The Meldorian's crystalline eyes narrowed. Sector 17 is empty space, Ambassador. There is nothing there but stellar dust and ancient debris. That is what we believed, Zixtal replied, his mandibles clicking softly. Until 3 cycles ago, when one of our patrol vessels detected unusual energy readings from the region. Energy readings consistent with advanced propulsion systems. A ripple of conversation spread through the chamber. Sector 17 had been documented as uninhabited for millennia. The last known civilization to claim that region had been humans. But Earth was a myth, a legend told to young ones. A cautionary tale of a species that had reached too far and burned out too quickly. Ambassador, a voice called from the upper tiers. A Quinter delegate rose, her feathered crest flaring with skepticism. Are you suggesting that the mythical humans have returned? Next, you'll tell us the Void Walkers are real as well. Laughter echoed through the chamber, but Zixtal remained unmoved. I suggest nothing, Delegate Farah. I present facts. Our scout ship, the Void Seeker, investigated the anomaly and discovered an abandoned station of unknown design. Before they could complete their examination, they were attacked by vessels of advanced configuration. We lost contact shortly after. The laughter died. High Admiral Vrendar stood, his massive form casting shadows across the floor. You lost an entire scout ship. Crexian scouts are equipped with our most advanced defensive systems. Yes, Zixtal said simply. They were destroyed in less than 3 minutes. Silence gripped the chamber now, heavy and uncomfortable. The Crexian Empire controlled nearly a fifth of the known galaxy. Their military might was unquestioned. For something to destroy a Crexian vessel so efficiently was concerning. Councillor Barracks, the eldest member of the Galactic Council, spoke next. His ancient voice quavered slightly as he addressed the assembly. For 12,000 years, we have considered the human species extinct. Earth itself was believed destroyed in the Great Calamity. No evidence has ever suggested otherwise. Until now, Zixtal said. He gestured, and a holographic projection appeared above the council floor. It showed debris floating in space, the remains of the Crexian scout ship. But among the wreckage was something else, a small metallic object. The ambassador magnified the image. It was a plaque, partially damaged but still legible. On it was an image of a planet, unmistakably Earth, and symbols in an ancient language. The final line, translated by Crexian systems, read, "We will return." The chamber erupted in voices. Some called it a fabrication. Others demanded immediate military action. A few sat in stunned silence, contemplating the implications. High Admiral Vrendar silenced the chamber with a thunderous slam of his ceremonial staff against the floor. Ambassador Zixtal, do you have any further evidence beyond this artifact? The energy signatures match no known species in our database. The technology that destroyed our scout ship operated beyond our current understanding. And there is this. He changed the holographic display, showing a star chart. In the past cycle, 7 separate outposts along the edge of Sector 17 have reported strange occurrences, ships vanishing, unidentified signals, and in one case, a direct communication in an unknown language. Elder Barracks' eyes widened. You have a recording? We do. Zixtal activated the final part of his presentation. A voice filled the chamber, strange, alien to most ears, but unmistakably sentient. The universal translators struggled but eventually produced. This space is claimed by humanity. Further incursion will be met with defensive measures. The message ended, leaving the council in stunned silence. This proves nothing, said Delegate Farah, though her voice lacked conviction now. It could be a hoax, or perhaps some unknown species using human legends to frighten us away from resource-rich territories. Perhaps, Zixtal conceded. But the Crexian Empire takes the safety of the galaxy seriously. We have already dispatched a battle group to investigate further. They will reach Sector 17 within 3 days. This announcement caused another uproar. Sending a battle group without council approval was a violation of the Galactic Accord. Elder Barracks raised a gnarled hand for silence. Ambassador, the council must vote on military action of this scale. You know this. With respect, Elder, Zixtal replied. The Accord permits immediate defensive action in the face of unknown threats. We lost a scout ship, 26 Crexian lives. The Empire considers this an act of aggression. The debate raged for hours after that. The Crexian stance was clear. They would investigate with overwhelming force. Other species urged caution, fearing escalation. Some dismissed the entire incident as misidentification of natural phenomena. As the session concluded without consensus, Zixtal departed the chamber, meeting his aide in the corridor outside. Did they believe you? The aide asked quietly. Some did. Most did not. It doesn't matter. Zixtal's mandibles clicked in a Crexian expression of grim determination. The battle group will find the truth. 3 days later, as the Crexian battle group approached the edge of Sector 17, communications throughout the galaxy were interrupted by an unexpected broadcast. It appeared simultaneously on every major communication network, overriding security protocols as if they were non-existent. The image showed a being that most species had only seen in historical archives or fictional entertainment, a human. The face was weathered but strong, with eyes that seemed to contain both wisdom and an unsettling intensity. People of the galaxy. The human spoke, the voice automatically translated into hundreds of languages. I am Admiral Helena Chen of Earth. For centuries, you have believed us extinct, a failed species, a cautionary tale. That belief ends today. In trading outposts and planetary capitals across the galaxy, billions of beings watched in shock as the broadcast continued. We did not perish. We withdrew. We watched. We learned. And now, we return to take our place among the stars once more. The broadcast ended as abruptly as it had begun, leaving chaos in its wake. Reports flooded in from the farthest reaches of settled space. Human ships had been spotted at various locations, appearing seemingly from nowhere. On the frontier trading station Nexus 9, station manager Drell was the first to make direct contact. A single ship docked without authorization, its design unlike anything in the registry. When the airlock opened, 3 humans stepped onto the station, 2 females and 1 male, dressed in sleek uniforms that seemed to shift colors with their movements. Welcome to Nexus 9, Drell said cautiously, his security team nervously fingering their weapons. You're humans. The lead human, a tall female with dark skin and striking eyes, smiled slightly. I am Captain Sofia Rodriguez of the Earth ship Pathfinder. We request temporary docking privileges and wish to establish diplomatic relations. Drell's antennae twitched in confusion. Diplomatic relations? But Earth is gone. Destroyed millennia ago. Rodriguez exchanged glances with her companions. That's what we wanted everyone to think. It made things simpler during our development phase. Development phase, Drell repeated, bewildered. Yes, Rodriguez replied. After the attempted genocide of our species during the resource wars, the survivors made a decision. We would disappear from galactic awareness until we were ready to return. That time is now. News of the encounter spread rapidly. Similar reports came in from dozens of locations. Small human vessels had appeared at strategic points throughout known space, each carrying the same message. Humanity had returned. In the council chambers, emergency sessions convened. Elder Barracks, his ancient face lined with concern, addressed the representatives. We face an unprecedented situation. A species we believed extinct for 12 millennia has reappeared, with technology that appears to surpass our own in many respects. Ambassador Zixtel stepped forward. The Crexian battle group has engaged the unidentified vessels near Sector 17. We will eliminate this threat before. A subordinate rushed to his side, whispering urgently. The ambassador's exoskeleton paled visibly. "What is it?" demanded High Admiral Vrendar. Zixtel's voice was barely audible. The battle group, all 15 ships, destroyed. No survivors. The chamber exploded in panic. 15 Crexian warships, each capable of laying waste to an entire planet, eliminated. It was inconceivable. As the Council struggled to comprehend this development, a new signal came through. Admiral Helena Chen appeared once more, her expression grave but resolute. "People of the galaxy, I regret the loss of Crexian lives. We attempted communication before defending ourselves. Their response was to open fire. We have no desire for war, but we will protect our own. I extend an invitation to the Galactic Council. Send representatives to these coordinates. Come unarmed. Come in peace. Learn who we truly are before you judge what we have become." The transmission ended, leaving the Council in stunned silence. The coordinates pointed to a location deep within Sector 17, the very heart of what had once been human space. Elder Barracks was the first to speak. "We must accept this invitation. The alternative is potentially catastrophic." High Admiral Vrendar growled in disagreement. "This could be a trap. The humans lure us in, then strike. If they wanted to strike," Zixtel said quietly, "they could have done so already. They destroyed 15 of our most powerful warships without taking apparent losses. If they are hostile, we are already at their mercy." The Council debated long into the night. By morning, a decision was reached. A diplomatic vessel would be sent to the coordinates, carrying representatives from 7 major species. As the diplomatic ship departed the following day, a single question dominated the thoughts of everyone on board. How had humanity not only survived extinction, but apparently thrived in secret for thousands of years? The answer, they suspected, would rewrite galactic history forever. The return of the forgotten. The diplomatic vessel Concordia approached the coordinates with extreme caution. Through the observation deck's massive viewport, the 7 representatives watched as they entered an area of space that appeared empty on all long-range scans. Yet as they crossed some invisible threshold, reality seemed to shimmer and distort before their eyes. "By the ancestral light," whispered Tekla, the Quinter delegate, her feathers bristling. "What is this?" Before them sprawled an impossibility, a massive space station unlike any they had ever seen. It wasn't simply floating in space. It seemed to exist partially in another dimension, its structure occasionally blurring and shifting, as if not entirely solid. Around it orbited dozens of vessels of various designs, all bearing the unmistakable hallmarks of human engineering. Ambassador Zixtel mandibles clicked rapidly in distress. "Their stealth technology, it's beyond anything we theorized. They've been hiding an entire civilization in plain sight." The Concordia received docking instructions and was guided into a cavernous bay within the station. As the representatives disembarked, they were greeted by a small delegation of humans, led by Admiral Helena Chen herself. "Welcome to Nexus Prime," she said, extending her hand in the ancient human gesture of greeting. "We've waited a long time for this day." Elder Barracks stepped forward, his ancient form supported by a hovering mobility device. "Admiral Chen, we have many questions." "And we have answers," she replied. "Please follow me." The diplomatic party was escorted to a circular chamber with a panoramic view of space. In the center stood a holographic projection device of startling sophistication. As they seated themselves, Admiral Chen activated the device. To understand our present, you must first understand our past, she began. The hologram showed Earth as it had been millennia ago, blue, vibrant, teeming with life. 12,000 years ago, humanity was young in galactic terms. We had just developed faster than light travel when we encountered the first alien species. The hologram shifted, showing early human explorers meeting with insectoid beings that Zixtal recognized with shock, ancient Crexians. Initial contact was peaceful, Chen continued. But as often happens, resources became an issue. The Crexian Empire of that era saw our homeworld as rich in elements they needed. Rather than negotiate, they chose to take. The hologram displayed a devastating scene. Crexian warships bombarding Earth's surface, cities burning, millions fleeing. Ambassador Zixtal shifted uncomfortably. This was not the history his people taught. We were outmatched technologically, Chen said, her voice steady, but carrying an undercurrent of ancient pain. But humans are nothing if not adaptable. As our cities burned, our greatest minds worked frantically to develop a technology that could save us. The hologram showed underground laboratories, scientists working day and night. What they created, Chen continued, we now call phase shift technology. The ability to partially shift matter into an adjacent dimension, rendering it effectively invisible and intangible to conventional detection. Elder Barracks leaned forward. Impossible. Such technology violates fundamental laws of physics. The laws as you understand them, Chen corrected gently. We had no choice but to look beyond conventional science. With our world burning around us, we took a desperate gamble. The hologram showed the ultimate act of desperation. Earth itself, surrounded by massive technological structures, beginning to shimmer and fade from normal space. We didn't just hide our ships or our people, Chen explained. We hid our entire planet and what remained of our solar system. The representatives stared in stunned silence. The scale of such an accomplishment was beyond comprehension. For centuries, we remained in phase shift, rebuilding, advancing, watching the galaxy through specialized probes that could transition between dimensions. We saw how our disappearance became a myth, how Earth became a legend, and we decided to use that to our advantage. The hologram showed the gradual expansion of humanity, first reclaiming their solar system, then venturing out to nearby stars, always hidden behind their phase shift technology. We established colonies, mining operations, research outposts, all hidden from conventional detection. We advanced our technology at our own pace, without external pressure or interference. High Admiral Vrendar, who had insisted on joining the diplomatic mission, spoke for the first time. You hid like cowards. Chen's expression didn't change, but her eyes hardened slightly. We survived, Admiral. Against overwhelming odds, facing extinction, we found a way to endure. Would you have done differently? Before Vrendar could respond, Ambassador Zixtal intervened. Why reveal yourselves now, after all this time? What has changed? Several factors, Chen replied. First, our population has grown. We now inhabit 17 star systems, all phase shifted from normal space. Second, our technology has advanced to a point where we no longer fear aggression from other species. She paused. And third, recent Crexian expansion has begun to encroach on areas where we have established presence. The scout ship, Zixtal realized. They discovered one of your outposts. A research station studying stellar phenomena, Chen confirmed. When your scout ship attempted to forcibly board after ignoring warnings, we had no choice but to defend ourselves. And our battle group? Vrendar demanded. 15 warships against your single vessel. Chen's expression darkened. That was unfortunate. We attempted communication 27 times before they opened fire. Their weapons couldn't penetrate our phase-shifting defenses. Our return fire was precisely calculated to disable, not destroy. But Crexian ships have always had unstable power cores. The cascade failures were not our intention. The hologram shifted to show the battle, a massive Crexian fleet firing upon what appeared to be a single, sleek human vessel. The human ship seemed to flicker in and out of existence, the Crexian weapons passing harmlessly through it when it phased. When it returned to normal space, pinpoint energy beams struck the Crexian ships with surgical precision. "You must understand," Chen continued, "we don't desire conflict. We've had 12 millennia to evolve beyond the need for conquest or domination. We simply wish to rejoin galactic society on equal terms." "Equal?" Vrendar scoffed. "You clearly possess military technology far beyond our own." "Technology we developed for survival, not conquest," Chen countered. "Had we wished to conquer, Admiral, we could have done so at any point in the past several thousand years." Elder Barracks raised a gnarled hand. "What exactly do you propose, Admiral Chen? What are humanity's terms?" "Recognition of our sovereignty over our 17 systems, non-aggression pacts with all major powers, full diplomatic relations and trade agreements. In return, we offer limited sharing of non-military technology that could benefit all species." The representatives exchanged glances. The terms were surprisingly reasonable given humanity's apparent technological advantage. "And if we refuse?" Vrendar asked. Chen shrugged slightly. "Then we return to the shadows. We've thrived there for 12,000 years. We can continue to do so. But the galaxy would lose a potential ally and the benefits our cooperation could bring." As if to emphasize her point, the hologram displayed images of human achievements, medical technology that could extend lifespans threefold, energy systems that required no fuel, agricultural methods that could transform barren worlds into paradises. "The choice," Chen said quietly, "is yours." The diplomatic talks continued for days. Information was exchanged, histories compared, grievances aired. The representatives were permitted to tour human facilities, to witness firsthand the civilization that had developed in dimensional shadow. What they found astonished them. Human culture had evolved in isolation, developing art forms and philosophies unlike anything in the known galaxy. Their cities blended seamlessly with natural environments. Their technology operated on principles that seemed almost magical to outside observers. On the final day of negotiations, the representatives gathered once more in the observation chamber. The mood was solemn but hopeful. Elder Barracks, speaking for the group, addressed Admiral Chen. "We cannot make binding decisions for the entire Galactic Council. However, we will return with our recommendation for full acceptance of your terms. Humanity has earned its place among the stars through resilience and ingenuity that we can only admire." Chen smiled, the first genuine smile she had shown since their arrival. "Thank you, Elder. We look forward to a new era of cooperation." As the Concordia prepared to depart, Ambassador Zixtal requested a private moment with the Admiral. "There is something I must know," he said, his voice low. "The historical records you showed us, of the ancient Crexian attack on Earth, they contradict everything my people believe about our past." Chen studied him carefully. "History is often written by the victors, Ambassador, or in this case, by those who believe themselves to be the victors. But such aggression, it shames me to think my ancestors capable of it. All species have dark chapters in their past," Chen said gently. "What matters is how we move forward. Your presence on this diplomatic mission suggests the Crexians of today are not the Crexians of 12,000 years ago." Zixtal's mandibles clicked softly, a gesture of respect. "Perhaps we have both evolved, Admiral." "Perhaps we have," she agreed. As the Concordia departed Nexus Prime, the representatives watched the massive station shimmer and fade from conventional space, a final demonstration of humanity's remarkable technology. In the following months, the Galactic Council debated fiercely. Some feared the humans and their advanced technology. Others saw a tremendous opportunity in alliance. In the end, pragmatism prevailed. A species that could hide entire star systems could not be ignored or opposed. 1 year after the first diplomatic contact, humanity was officially welcomed into the galactic community. The species that had been reduced to myth, that had disappeared rather than face extinction, had returned triumphantly to claim their place among the stars. And the galaxy would never be the same again.